Welcome back to EcoNightmares, where we unveil the true horror stories of nature. Tonight, we bring you a nightmare that isn't just a story. It's real. Earth is quiet overnight. Imagine waking up tomorrow to something off. The world is still, unnaturally quiet. No birds, no traffic, no sounds of life. Just silence. You look outside, and it feels like the earth itself is holding its breath. What would you do? How would you even begin to understand it? Tonight, I'm going to share something that's been haunting me, something that I never thought I'd experience. What happens when the earth falls silent, overnight? A few days ago, I woke up to the strangest thing. It wasn't just the quiet. It was too quiet. I'm used to the usual morning sounds, the chirping of birds, the hum of distant cars, the buzz of insects. But when I opened my eyes that morning, there was nothing. No rustling leaves, no distant traffic, not even a single bird call. Just silence. It was like the world had just stopped. I figured maybe I'd just gotten up too early. Maybe the birds were still sleeping. So, I waited, thinking the usual sounds would return. But they never did. It wasn't just me. I looked outside, and nothing had moved. The trees? Still. The streets? Empty. No people, no animals, nothing. At first, I tried to shake it off. Maybe it was just a weird morning, right? But this wasn't normal. I went outside to get a better look. The air felt different too. It didn't have that usual hum of life, like the earth had forgotten how to make noise. And that's when I saw it. The first bird. It was lying there, motionless, on my front porch. No blood, no obvious injuries. Just gone. I thought it was an accident. But then, more appeared. Not just on my porch, but all over the neighborhood. Birds of all kinds. Sparrows, robins, crows, dead. All of them. Like something had swept through the town and taken them all. I had to know what was happening. So I walked to the park, thinking maybe it was just a strange coincidence. But when I got there, the horror was only growing. The river. It used to be full of life, fish jumping, the sound of water rushing over rocks. But now? The surface of the water was covered in dead fish. Floating, lifeless. Their wide eyes staring at me, empty, as if they were begging for help. I looked around, trying to see if anything was moving, but it was just still. And then, the insects. The bees that would usually buzz around my garden, the crickets that would sing in the fields at night, they were all gone. Not a single sound. The wind was the only thing breaking the silence, but even it felt wrong. Like the earth had just given up on making noise. I didn't know what to think anymore. I wanted answers, but no one had any. People were starting to notice. Neighbors were freaking out. Some of them blamed it on some kind of strange disease, others whispered about a curse. But deep down, we all felt it, this wasn't something normal. Something was killing everything. And that's when I remembered something from a few weeks ago. Trucks had rolled through town. Early in the morning, just as the sun was rising. At first, I thought it was just another routine thing. They were spraying the fields, telling us it was to keep the pests away. It's perfectly safe, they said. But now, I wasn't so sure. What if those chemicals weren't just killing pests? What if they were killing everything? That's when it hit me. All the sounds we take for granted, those chirping birds, buzzing insects, the rustling leaves, had disappeared overnight. And with them, life itself. The silence felt unnatural, like a void had opened up and swallowed everything that once made our world feel alive. I thought about the earth, and how everything seemed to be falling apart. The life that once thrived was now just gone. No buzzing insects. No singing birds. Just this heavy silence that I couldn't escape. And I couldn't help but wonder, how long until it reaches us? Because if the earth is dying, then what happens to us? I don't know how to fix this. But maybe we can still make a difference. What if we could protect the little things, like the bees, the birds, the bugs, from disappearing? What if we could stop the silence from creeping in? Share your thoughts. What do you think is happening to our world? What can we do to bring the sound back? Check out our other nightmare stories. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to EcoNightmares. Stay aware, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next nightmare.